I never decided to start. So no, I haven't stopped there. The thing I've been working on with Charlie there for a couple of years with Charlie, but for about 10 years before that was totally different, and has to do with trying to come up with a new method. I come up with the method already, but it's making drugs that will be effective against all the bacteria that are now shaking off the hold that our antibiotics had on them. And this new method it's a very empirical kind of thing, where you find a site, some kind of an interesting feature on an exterior protein on some bacteria that's giving you a lot of trouble, like say Staphylococcus aureus right now is a good target, and you find a unique thing, something on the outside of that you can model with a little peptide, because it's a part of a protein, and you make a peptide synthetically, and then you select, using that peptide, you select from a mixture that contains maybe 10 to the 11th different DNA sequences that you can make now on a machine easily. And you only get one molecule of each one, but you can make about 10 to the 11th sequences. And you now select from those ones that will bind to the site that you have selected on the organism, or to the model of it that a peptide is. And then you do PCR on that one molecule, and you amplify it up to where you have now enough of them to be able to read the sequence of it. And from that, you can synthesize it in large amounts. And now that becomes a specific little label that you can, if you swallowed it, and it was stabilized so that it wouldn't go away in your cells, in your intercellular fluid, if you stabilize it, then that thing will attach itself to, like, say, if you've made it to a protein on Staph aureus, that'll attach to Staph aureus if Staph is in your body. Now, if you chemically attach to the DNA sequence, that kind of DNA sequence is called an aptamer. Now, it has something to do with fitting, because the sequence of that aptamer fits onto some molecule that you've chosen for it to fit. And so if you now attach to that aptamer a little label that is something you're already very immune to, you have a lot of immune molecules like antibodies to this other molecule. You attach that molecule to this, you've now attached that molecule that you're already immune to something that will grab onto the staph, and so you become immune to the staph. And that's how the system sort of works. And so we're working out the ramification. It's not as easy as doing PCR was, because you've got to use animals and diseases and people that know about diseases and all that kind of stuff. So we're having a fine time finding collaborators around the world that'll help us do that. But it's working, and it's a simple idea. Thank you. So is marriage.